Um, Arthur, if you get a chance, go ahead and I know he knows the time the space is starting, so definitely go ahead and let him know that we're ready to go ahead and get this thing rolling tonight as well too. Sir Major's gonna be the first speaker. We're gonna do one speaker at a time, and then anybody else that wants to speak, definitely go ahead and raise your hands. So we just waiting on him to actually pop up in the space as well too. So once that happens, this is part one of part two tomorrow night. And for everybody in the space tonight, he's going to be addressing the actual allegations about the actual money in Chicago being stolen for reparationists. Tomorrow night is the Boston space. So if you guys want to talk about what went on in Boston or whatever, go ahead and we'll save that for tomorrow night. This is part one and part two. So if you want to go ahead and address the Boston situation, that's for tomorrow night. I see Gabe is up in here, so let me go ahead and put him as a speaker. Let me go ahead and get him as a speaker up in here. Yeah, Extreme X, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Shout out to the people over there in YouTube as well, too. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe, like, share the actual broadcast tonight. I know Gabe is up in here. Like I said, I've been having some audio issues. The space been running kind of slow. I saw him up in here. Gabe, when you get a chance, I'm sending you the invite to speak. So you go ahead and get you up in here. And we'll go ahead and get this thing rolling. Gabe, let me know once if you see that invite to speak, go ahead and accept it. Okay, I see you up in the speaker section. Okay, this is how it's gonna go for those coming up in the space. Let me go ahead and tell you. So it won't be we won't have a bunch of people up in their feelings and getting hissy fits, because last time it seemed to be a vast misunderstanding what a Q&A actually meant. So let me go ahead and break it down to everybody that kind of got in their feelings and set up here and lied, talking about how we set up here and we protected Gabe. From the beginning of the space, we let you know it was going to be a question and answer. And we let you know that in the actual question and answer, those questions were going to come straight out of the goddamn comment section. So for everybody sitting up here lying, sitting up here to talk about we was protecting people and this and that, tonight is a good night to come on up here and bring your ass on up here as well too. Feel free to raise your goddamn hand tonight as well too, because I appreciate the lies and all the slander in these spaces as well too. Never once did I endorse Gabe. Never once did I say that I want y'all to vote for Gabe. I didn't tell you not to vote for Gabe. See, it was a political space. In a political space, people ask political questions. So for everybody that's in here that's in their feelings and got an issue with Newstoter, let me be the first to tell you to go ahead and blow it out your ass. Straight up. Tonight you're going to come up in here and you're going to show some respect as well, too. And you can go and you can start your little sissy goddamn spaces, running your mouth, talking this and that, chatty patty, men sitting up here giving each other the reach around. Tonight, you're going to show some respect up in here. I'm going to tell you straight up how this space is going to be ran. Y'all going to come up in here. You're going to ask a question. It's going to be a one question, or you can make it a two-part question. You're going to ask that question, and I'm going to drop your ass down, and the next speaker going to come back up here. And if you got a problem with that, go and get up out of the space right now and go do your gossiping and your chatty patty shit and go start your little bitch ass spaces. That goes for anybody up in here. It's a bunch of cats up in here running their yapper, talking this and talking that. I'm telling you straight up, if you don't like it, you can haul ass right now. So go ahead and start your goddamn space. Start running your goddamn mouth like a woman, showing that feminine side to you. Go ahead and do that. It's going to go exactly how I said it's going to go. The head nigga in charge here is Newstoter. So if you got an issue with that, then say something. Sir Major is going to be the first person to ask a question. Once Sir Major is done, then the next person that wants to ask a question can come up here. Okay, before we start, Gabriel, is there anything you like to say before Sir Major asks you a question? Hey, Gabe, you're gonna have to go ahead because your mic is messed up. You're gonna have to come drop down and come back up.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, Sir Major, like I say, when he drops down, he's gonna come up. If he's got something to say leading into it, then we're gonna go ahead and get to you.
All right, fair enough. That's cool.
And like I say, anybody else that wants to come up here and speak after Sir Major asks his question, if he wants to make it a two-part question, that's fine. Then we're gonna drop him down, and the next speaker's gonna go. And I know I may have to dummy it down for some of y'all, but I'm gonna say it again. Once he asks his question, he can make it a two-part question. If anybody else wants to come up here after I drop him down, Gabriel's gonna answer. Then you can request to come up here, and we'll get it. I know we'll have people sitting up in their feelings about how you couldn't get a chance to come up here and this and that or whatever. So I'm dumbing it down for you right now, letting you know exactly how it's gonna go. Gabe, let me hear your audio.
How do I sound now?
Okay, you're a little bit low, but I can hear you. But that's cool. But go ahead. We're gonna let you lead it off because there's been accusations, people saying that the reparationists in Chicago that they feel that you were grifting, taking money, and this and that. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you lead off with this, and then Sir Major is gonna follow up, and he's gonna ask you a question. So go ahead, Gabriel.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank you all for inviting me here and giving me an opportunity to set the record straight. What I'll say is I haven't heard from many people in Chicago itself, certainly nobody I work with, these accusations. There has been, since the campaign, there definitely were people who felt a certain kind of way about us running with a platform that focused on talking about reparations and advancing reparations, me as a white person. And I feel like this is an extension of that, but I'm not going to get into like being an armchair psychologist. I'm just going to say I continue to have a good reputation among the people I work with. These accusations are coming from people who do not work with me, and we're going to do our best to clear that up tonight. And once again, thank you, and thank you to everybody who's here to honestly engage in this. It's real serious, right? Not only for me, but like for the community. If people are coming in, there's not a lot of opportunity to confront people who do come in to this work and steal and cheat and con people. So I on the one hand, respect that. On the other hand, I really hope we're able to get to understanding and that people, if you put something up saying I stole money on Twitter and you listen to me tonight and you don't hear evidence that I did, I hope you would delete something like that, because I wouldn't put something up saying somebody beat their wife or stole a car or something, and then you get proof it didn't happen and leave it up. I think that wouldn't be right, but we'll see what happens. That's it. That's all.
All right, Sir Major is going to be the first one, and like I say, after Sir Major asks a question, definitely go ahead and anybody else that wants to come up and ask that question, I'm gonna let Sir Major. Sir Major, you can ask a question. You can make it a two-part question if you like as well. And once you ask that question, it's like I instructed. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down. So go ahead.
Well, first of all, I got to say thank you, Newstoter, for the opportunity to speak and pulling this conversation together. Because many of us wanted to have this conversation, but Gabe has me blocked because I've asked some accountability questions. Gabe, welcome to the space on tonight. My question is very simple. You first led by stating that people in Chicago, people that you work with, have not brought up accusations or about your misdealings or what have you, or accusations. My question is this: how much money have you garnered? This is campaign finance. How much money did you garner in total for your election or for your campaign? But then also, how much of those funds came outside of Chicago, which means that most of those donors, how many of those donors came from outside, whether it was social media based, outside the city of Chicago?
Okay, now that's a two-part question there. Sir Major just asked you, Gabe. So definitely go ahead and answer that question to the best of your ability. Sir Major, I'm gonna drop you down. And if nobody else wants to come up here, Sir Major, after Gabe answers, and you want to come back up here and ask him another question, you are free to. But if we have any other speakers that want to come up here and request to speak, then I'm gonna go to them. But at this point, Sir Major, I'm gonna drop you down and let Gabe go ahead and answer that question. Go ahead, Gabe. You got it.
All right. So we for the campaign between October, which is when we started raising money, and March, when the election was over, you get a donation, let me first speak to the how much of it is from outside. The dollar amount that's from outside is pretty small, but the number of people who donated from outside, so from other parts of the country and so forth, was a pretty significant number of people. The quantity, the total dollar amount, though, was not, really substantial. That's not important to me. I was just really appreciative people giving $10, $20. Somebody gave $3 from, I think, South Carolina. I appreciate that. And those small dollar amounts and that, large number of small donations did come from the reparations community, a lot of that. I also have, my own other network, the Italian American community donated. I'm active. I have a civic organization there. A couple of people from the indigenous community. I have family and friends back in Boston and so forth. But without a doubt, I'm not trying to misrepresent anything. We had we went on basically a reparation circuit, right? We talked to people on a bunch of channels about our policy, and we got a bunch of donations out of those. They were not, they represented a small amount, that $30,000. I don't know what I can put on the big board or not, but I have, I did pull some screenshots to help for people to understand exactly, what we're talking about in terms of the amount of money. But in terms of money, the vast majority of it came from Chicago.
All right. Sir Major, if you want to come back, so nobody else is raising their hand right now. Sir Major, if you wanted to counter that, just go ahead and request the mic. AMK, I see you popping off in the actual in the comment section talking about protecting the tether. So I have sent you an invite. My dude. So get ready to come on up here and exactly tell me how I'm protecting the tether. So definitely come on up here, my dude. You got the invite. Come on up here and explain yourself. Explain to me and to the rest of the space as well how I'm protecting somebody, because I'm telling you, giving you an outline of how the space is going to be ran. So whenever you get that chance, go ahead and get that. You got that invite. Come on up here and take that invite and come on up here to speak and let us know exactly how I'm protecting the tether. And like I say, anybody else that wants to speak tonight, because everybody, we've had a bunch of spaces and stuff going on and stuff like that. So anybody that wants to speak, definitely come back up. So far, Sir Major is the only one that wants to get it on. So that's cool with me. But AMK, I have sent you the actual invite to speak, bro. Sir Major, I accepted. You must have dropped back down, but I did go ahead and prove you to come up here and speak. I don't know if I'll send you the invite to speak again, Sir Major, but I don't know if you want to actually say something else again too, but hey, people wanted to have this space. People wanted to talk about what they felt was going on and stuff like that as well too. So we definitely want to get to everything as well. Sir Major, I guess right now he's content speaking or whatever. So let me go ahead and get to a 5-star. I'm gonna go ahead and approve you to come on up here and speak. Let me go ahead and get to you. And AMK, I ain't forgot you, bro. I know you're in the space. You up in the actual comment section. You going in talking about protecting the tether or whatever. So like I say, come on up here, bro, and show exactly how I'm protecting the tether. But go ahead, 5-star.
Thank you, Newstoter. AMK probably ain't gonna go up here. We'll just talk shit in the tweets. Gabe, you were talking about the 60K. I just wanted to know if you can go ahead and address that, because you said you thought you knew where that was from.
Yeah, I think I'd be happy to. And
hey, Gabe, can we get you a little bit louder too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Okay, good. Yeah, I got the mic closer. Okay, I have an image. I'd like to just, if I could get a couple of images up on the board, I think that might help. I'm sure the best way to do that. I could just message them to you directly, and I don't know if you put them up.
If you tweet it out, you can go ahead and just put it up in the space. That way, you can hit the share button and put it added to the actual space. Do you know how to do that?
Okay, let me see here. Hold on.
If you tweet it out, you can actually go ahead and share it and get it to the actual hit the actual space, and it'll go up in the jumbotron.
Okay. So if I just reply under I'm sorry, I actually haven't done this before, like haven't shared anything on the Jumbotron before. So I clicked on the thing and now I'm seeing the address allegations, your tweet. Do I just tweet underneath that?
All you gotta do is I tell you what, send it to DJ and we'll go ahead and we'll put it out. You have the actual sharing icon and it says space. All you gotta do is click that. If you tweet it out, all you gotta do is click that. That's the easiest way I know how to add to the Jumbotron. So all you gotta do is just go ahead and if you tweet it out, then you have the sharing icon and say add the space or in the space or whatever, and you do that and it'll actually go up in the.
I got you. Okay, I got you. It took me a minute to understand. I'm a little slow with this. Okay, I'm just putting three things up. And so what I'm putting up here is there's two kinds of there's like two reports you have to do when you run for office in most states really, but in the state of Illinois, it's an A1 and a D2. And the A1 is anyone who donates $1,000 or more, you can't wait to disclose that. You have to do it right away. And that's, I think some people looked at the D2 and looked at the A1 and, they basically were like, oh, look, you got, this much money plus this much money. So am I reposting? No, I'm sharing. Saying, share this space. Okay, here we go. I apologize for that taking this long to get it together. So I'm sharing three things to the space that I'm going to walk through what these are. You can let me know when you see them up there on the Jumbotron.
Okay, I don't see them up in the Jumbotron, but nonetheless, let's just go ahead and move it along, Gabe. When you get a chance, we'll put it up in the Jumbotron or whatever. Okay. But I don't see it in the.
I don't know exactly how to do. Like if you all were to click on, there's a kind of darker colored one. There's a skinny lighter colored one, and there's a skinny dark, and there's a wider lighter colored one. If you click on the skinny lighter one, you see it has two names on it, Janet Giovanni and Genevieve Nielsen. These are both people from Chicago. And this is an A1. If you look at the top, it says Committee to elect Gabriel Piemonte, A1, $1,000 plus. And then it's the reporting period. You have to report these as soon as this money comes in. So you can see here, I got over $1,000 from each one of these people. And so I had to make an immediate report. Because they were back to back, they end up on the same report. But often these A1s are individual. That's why I'm not just putting up a bunch of them because that's just too much. That's just cluttering space. So if you looked at that, you would say like, okay, so here this guy just made a little over $3,000 for the campaign. And then if you were to look at the D2s for that same period, oh wait a minute, this is the wrong one.
Yeah, Gabe, your volume is going down again.
Okay, sorry. Here we go. I dropped the mic off down a little bit. Sorry about that. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, I can hear you okay, but go ahead so we can go ahead and get to the other like I said, and now you got it up in the Jumbotron. It looks like it's up in the Jumbotron, so I see it now.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what I have Jumbotron. You see, there's one thing I sent 2 minutes ago now, and it's got a couple names in it, and it's got amounts. And these were donated between January and March. Now, if you click on the last thing I just popped up, this is also January to March, and you see contributions that add up to $6,500 in the same period. If you don't understand how campaign finance reporting works, you would add those two numbers together. Because you would say, oh yeah, here you made $3,000 on these A1 reports, and here's another $6,000 on this D2. He made $9,000. They're the same. You see, if you look at this D2 quarterly report from January to March, where it says itemized, if you were to click on that, you would see those two people plus some more people who had given over 1,000. And so people added up all the A1 reports, which is the bulk of the money that we receive. Like most of our, more than 80%, I'd say, of our money, our operating funds, came out of donations that were over $1,000. If you add that to what we made, which was a little over 31,000, as if it's a separate set of money, then you get 60,000. You get like whatever 57,000 if you were rounding up, I'm sure. We never had that much money. We had about $31,000 for a campaign that went from October, really September, but in terms of reporting period, October through March. And even a little bit about any kind of campaign, you divide 30,000 by 6 or 7 months. We had rent to pay. We had people who were out doing field work that we're paying for. We had literature, science. This was not a grip. And people who say that it was, were not in Chicago. They were not here. I promise you, nobody who actually saw what was happening in the Fifth Ward thought that we didn't distribute literature, thought that we didn't have people working on the ground, thought that we didn't have, a whole presence, signs out everywhere. Did we have as much as Desmond Yancey, the guy who won? No, he had $300,000 of union money. We didn't have money like that. We were grassroots. But I'll tell you something. At the beginning, into the end, by the end of like this mid-December 2022, we had more individual donors than anybody else, and we had more money than anybody else. Once those union dollars came in, everything kind of, fell apart. So anyway, I hope that answers the question. And for the person who asked if I could go into more detail, please let me know if that was not sufficient or if I didn't explain anything, to something I didn't explain clearly.
All right. Let me go ahead and get to no taxation. And then Sir Major, you requesting to come back up here. So if nobody else requests no taxation, go ahead. Once you ask your question, we're going to go ahead and move it to Sir Major.
I lose. Thanks for putting me up here. It's not actually a question. I don't have any questions to ask, but I was messaged by Stilettos on the Ground, and she is wanting to, I say, now this came from me, in the interest of full disclosure. She's blocked, and so she can't get on the Spaces thing. I sent you her, I did a screenshot of her account so you can see what it looks like. And I think she should hear this conversation. She definitely has something to do with the Boston situation, which you're going to have tomorrow. So if you
who was that? Wait. No taxation. Who are you talking about?
Stilettos on the Ground. I sent you a screenshot of her.
Did I block her?
Well, she sent me a screenshot and it says she's blocked.
I don't even know who she is.
Twitter is doing, and this is for everybody in the room. We've been here before. Twitter is doing funny stuff, okay? And this will happen. They do it every 4 years, and so it's not unusual, to go to an account to somebody that you speak to, and then it says all of a sudden you're blocked. They don't want us communicating. And that's just the truth of the matter. They've always done that. This ain't new to Musk. Jack was doing the same thing. So, but I sent you what her account looks like on the back end, and maybe you can unblock her, and so she can listen to the conversation.
Well, no taxation. I'm not exactly sure who it is that I blocked, but I'm not sure if I blocked her or DJ blocked her, or whoever blocked her, or whatever. But at this point in time, the space is going, so I don't really have time to unblock anybody. But if I get a chance, I'll see what's up. But yeah, at this point in time, since I don't know if I have real time, but let me go ahead real quick. I'm gonna drop you down. Thank you, sister, for that. And let me go ahead and get to since we do got a new speaker, let me go ahead and bring Naheem up here. Let me go ahead and bring him up here real quick. Go ahead, Naheem, you got it. Yeah, you can go, Naheem.
Yeah, peace. I'm actually gonna have my questions and say so during tomorrow's speech. I'm doing the Birdman hand rub waiting for that one. But Sister Antonia Stiletto, she is blocked from the speech. So somebody on the stage has her blocked because she can't access the space. She was in here early, but then she just got blocked out. So I don't know what the situation is, but I just jumped on to bring that to y'all's awareness.
Okay, like I said, I'll take a look at that real quick. We'll take a look and see. I'm not sure I even know who the name is, but I'll take a look at that.
I have her blocked because I go through my profile every so often, and if somebody got me blocked or unfriended me, I block them back. But it'd be so many follows, I don't keep track, so it could be me. But go ahead, don't tell her to get on the YouTube, man. There you go.
All right, let me go ahead and Naheem, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down. Let me go ahead and get back to Sir Major. All right, Sir Major, go ahead.
Yeah, now I can hear you guys. All right, cool. So I will say this for the interest of being able to look at the examination exhibits that Gabriel has posted up. I can't see them because he has them blocked, and I would love to look at those exhibits if you'd be so kind to unblock a black man. Speaking of blocking people, Gabriel, blocking freedmen and FBA and descendants of slaves over concerns that you are a grifter or were grifting, or that you may not be a viable candidate for our community. Blocking folks who make unfavorable speech as an elected official, blocking constituents, or blocking folks who may be donors or who have legitimate questions and or concerns, blocking them violates the freedom of speech, right? And as an elected official, it would be unlawful. Do you understand that you cannot, as an elected official, block members of the public? That's the first question.
You want to give both to me? Or?
Yeah, give them both, Sir Major. And if nobody else,
I'll give the second question. The other one is this: blocking black folks who are in fact descendants of American chattel slavery, who simply disagree with you fundamentally, and then you issue out a series of tweets after you block these folks that you are in fact freedmen. Do you understand how that is incredibly inflammatory and disrespectful to that community?
Okay, I'll do the second one first. I thought we had this, I guess this will never get put to bed. We had but I'll address it again. We had a Freedmen First campaign in the fifth ward of Chicago, and the hashtag was Freedmen First. We centered all our policy around the idea that black folks should begin with the people who need the help the most in our, to whom we as a country owe a debt, and therefore as every state, every municipality does the same. So we were a Freedmen First campaign. I have never said I was a freedman. I have never misrepresented myself as a freedman. I've said this in other spaces, and it's not anything that's even been relevant since March, in the sense that we're not using that hashtag. But at the most, I would say it was a misunderstanding. I apologize for anyone who thought that I was foolish enough to do this photo, that is my photo in my name, and yet claim black ancestry. I don't, it's strange. I'm surprised that people got that impression, but it is what it is. And I do, for people who sincerely thought that's what we were doing, thought that I did that Marlon Watson and Arthur Ward and Linda Jennings and all the other women I worked with were thumbs up on it. You know, if you thought we really did that, I apologize from the bottom of my heart, because this work for me is not about, you know, trying to disrespect anybody. As far as blocking is concerned, you know, I'm not an elected official. Not only do I understand that elected officials can't do that, I have called elected officials out doing that.
Gabe, we got to get you a little bit louder because your volume goes
Okay,
up.
I apologize. I got my here. Let me double check. But I think I got my settings on my computer up as loud as they can be. But I'm going to double check that. Oh, okay. Is this better? Is that
Yeah, that's better. If you can keep it at that volume, that'll be good.
Okay, I apologize. What happened was earlier I turned down it's like I don't know what's happening, but I'm gonna keep this window open.
Real quick, Gabe, Sir Major, I'm gonna drop you down, Sir Major. I'm gonna bring Black Native up here.
Okay, let me just finish that first one to say I understand people don't want to be blocked. I have recently been blocking people who are circulating two sets of lies. One is that I stole money, and that's actually, you know, libelous. I'm not one of these people who's going to say to you, I'm going to sue you and stuff like that on Twitter. I think that's silly. But I also don't have to hear it or see you distribute, like, or laugh about people saying that I'm engaged in criminal activity, or that I'm engaged in what really would also be racist activity. And similarly, here's the thing about the campaign, and I do have to kind of sort through the older blocks from, you know, January, February, March. It became so distracting. So I'm trying to use Twitter to get information out for my campaign, right? And there are just, you know, huge numbers of people cluttering my notifications because they're tagging me, telling me what an awful person I am. It was really a matter of managing the information that I needed to get out, that I was blocking people. And that was mainly it. I wasn't, you know, this isn't malice. It's social media. Like, I'm not trying to, I don't think if I block you, I've hurt you. On the other hand, we all, I think, have the right to kind of shape who, you know, we do or don't talk to. So anyway, Sir Major, I understand from you, I'm hearing loud and clear that this is a serious concern for you, that you really feel bothered by it. I'm going to find you and unblock you. And hopefully, you know, going forward, we'll have a civil dialogue, even if we're not friendly, that we'll, you know, exchange disagreements in a civil fashion or whatever. It's, you know, I'm not trying to, I am doing these spaces because I don't want people to, you know, have the wrong impression, even though so much of it is about that. Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
30 seconds, Newstoter.
30 seconds, and I got to get the Black Native.
So as any candidate should know, and I think you recognize it because you explained that you called out other politicians, whether you're a candidate or an elected official, when you're seeking Black people's vote, you must be open to criticism or unfavorable speech. And it does not give you a license. You can do whatever you want, but it doesn't give you, it doesn't paint you in the best light when you start blocking a bunch of Black people who are critical. I go through it all the time. You know, I've been accused of doing misdeeds as well. And guess what? I don't block everybody, right? But as a candidate, when I'm trying to get everybody's vote, I'm not going around blocking people who make.
I wasn't getting your vote. I didn't block a Chicago.
You don't know where I live at.
You
don't know where I live at.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard what you said. Maybe
to my knowledge.
Maybe just really quickly now, and I'm 30 seconds. Or let me just say this last piece. There's a woman named Teslin Figueroa in this room. You probably may want to connect with her, and she can school you a little bit on campaign and teach you how to work with Black folks. I'll end there. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Sir Major. Let me go ahead and get a Black Native up here. And not only that, I'm gonna say this. I thought we was gonna have a lot more speakers up here because I know we've been having a bunch of spaces and stuff like that as well too. So I thought that we would have an avalanche of speakers up here at this point in time. So let's go ahead and get more speakers up here. I know a lot of people, you know, want to say something. This is the space. Gabe is here. You come on up here, whatever questions you want to ask. Like I say, you can ask him a question. You can make it a 2-part question as well too. We will go and he'll answer. We'll drop you down if nobody else is requesting to speak. If you want to come back up and raise your hand and speak again, we'll get you back up here. Sir Major's been up here several times a night. So Black Native, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, gang, check your DM.
Hey, thanks, Newstoter. Thanks for having the space that I suggested that you have. Hey, Gabe, how are you doing tonight? I'm doing great. You remember me and you were kind of having like a back and forth, somewhat, maybe a couple of days ago.
What was it about?
Well, let me remind you. I had suggested that Newstoter have a space with you based on, the allegations of the misappropriation of reparation funds. And one of your tweets, you said the idea that I would trust you is laughable. And I replied back, the nerve of this guy, trust us, how dare you? It was a back and forth me and you had.
Yeah, I remember now.
Okay.
Yeah, you had endorsed this accusation that I stole.
I didn't endorse anything. I asked
liking
you.
and sharing. You like
Well,
sharing.
is that what Twitter is, isn't it, sir? We can we can reply, we can. That's the whole point. That's my First Amendment. Let me get to the reason why I'm really here, because you're very arrogant. Okay. And you have the nerve to come in a space with Black people and not answer questions pertaining to our reparations, not yours.
What question?
So the question, I believe Sir Major asked you, did you call yourself a freedman? And you said no. I remember a tweet that you had, and you said, I'm a freedman. Stay mad. The tweet is out here. I can literally find the tweet. And you said, stay mad. You were addressing Black people you were addressing, you were actually taunting us. When you say stay mad, who are you talking about? Who are you referring to?
I was talking to white people who were criticizing.
No, we're not talking to white people, because white people are not in a freedman conversation. It's Black people.
They are. Oh,
not in the spaces that I go in. I haven't heard one white person in a freedman space besides you.
It wasn't in a freedman space. It was on Twitter, in the general public. And the tweet was, I am I'm freedman first. Hashtag freedman first. That means we're putting freedman policies first.
That's not what it said.
Fine.
Stay mad. But who are you referring to when you said stay mad? You weren't referring to white people, because white people were not in our spaces. You were referring to Black people who were questioning why you were calling yourself a freeman, and why were you even in the discussion of reparations, and you were taunting us. That's what you were doing. Well, no, that's what it was.
Okay.
Well, you could say I'm incorrect, but I can clearly tell you that I'm in these spaces. I'm in freedman spaces, I'm in Negro spaces, I'm in secure the tribe spaces, I'm in Black spaces. There are no white people besides you in our reparations discussion. It was only you. So for you to come off and say you were addressing white people, that's not true. Because no white people are in our spaces.
Black Native, real quick.
Don't run a game on me.
Black Native, did you want to ask anything else as well too with the question?
Yeah, I want to also say, how did you become the face of reparations? Because I was in another space. I believe it was Dawn's space. And this space went on for 18 hours. And somebody had a post. And they said the face of reparations. And it was your picture. So how did that happen? And why would you even allow that to happen?
You got to ask the guy who produced those. I did contact him immediately when I saw that. He said he was doing a series of interviews with people about why they supported reparations. And I was one of those people. There's a number of people who he posted their interviews and said the face of reparations. So everyone, it said the same thing.
But do you see the issue?
so I reached out to him immediately, and I said, I don't think it's appropriate for me to be on one of these, although I understand what you're trying to say. I believe that was taken down. Of course, everything on the internet is forever, so there's screenshots of that. But I agree with you; that's not appropriate. I contacted him immediately, and to my knowledge, that was taken down right away. That's my recollection.
Did you
All right.
pose for the
Well, Black Native, real quick, because you did get a couple questions in, so let's move it around the room, and then
Okay.
I will.
Thank you, Newstoter.
But you can come back up here too. So, and we're trying to get the.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
All right. Let me go ahead and get to any other speakers. DJ, I see you got your hand up, but do we got any other speakers in the space as well too? We got a bunch of people up in the space, and do we got any other speakers in the space that want to ask Gabe a question besides the co-host? We got a bunch of people up in here. So do we got anybody else that wants to ask a question?
You see Body right there.
Body, okay. Body, go ahead and unmute your mic. And Black Native, if you want to ask another question, just raise your hand.
Hey, Arthur right there too. I'm driving though, my brother, but yeah, I got something to say. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Body.
What goes on, DJ? What's good, Newstoter? Hello to Mr. Piemonte. I just wanted to come up and ask. You said there are, right? I'm shocked, right? I just listen most of the time. And then when people want to hear information, I'll talk. But it's not about me. So you said there are Caucasian people, white people in reparations conversations. I need to know where, because I'm on all the social media platforms. We got LinkedIn, right? We got Instagram, we got Facebook, we got a whole bunch of them. So I want to be involved in those conversations, build a bridge similar to how you're doing. And I want to talk to those people. So where can we find these conversations that you say are happening?
So this is the context. What I said was I wasn't talking, I wasn't posed. That tweet wasn't for the movement and for people who are fighting for reparation. It was for people who told me specifically they weren't going to support me because I was centering reparations and Black Americans in policy making. And that's that's an important distinction. This came up when I tweeted that, when I said, I'm Friedman first, stay mad. I'm hashtag Friedman first. We had spent a couple months presenting that hashtag as the campaign's hashtag.
Wait, hold on real quick, not to cut you off. There are people, DJ, do you see people requesting? Because I don't see anybody requesting. They talk about there's people, Steven Johnson talk about he's requesting.
They right there, but let Body answer this question.
Okay, but hold on. We're gonna let Body finish, but I don't see him. So since when you see the people, because I only go ahead and start bringing them up. Yeah, I don't see him.
Okay.
And then also don't get in your feelings. Nobody, I don't see your ass. If I saw you, I'll bring you up here. So don't get all up in your feelings. I'm not intentionally not bringing people up here. But go ahead, Body.
So, Body, real quick, I just want to wrap that up by saying, first of all, it wasn't addressing white people in the reparations movement. It was addressing, this was a campaign for the Fifth Ward. The Fifth Ward in Chicago has a substantial number of white people in it, and a lot of people were critical of my approach in the campaign, my policies, my platform. I was responding to them and to anyone else who was opposed to Friedman first policy. But it was specifically, at that time, I was getting a lot of heat. Now, having said that, there are people in Chicago, there are white folks who are in favor of reparations. They're interested in supporting. They'd like to know how they can do more. So I'm happy to connect you locally to folks. But that wasn't really the context, or that's not what I was trying to say. Like, no, I was talking to the white reparations, although they exist, and we actually had a whole show on Actify's YouTube network called the John Brown Leftists or something like that, and it was nothing but white reparationists on there.
So more specifically, right? The Friedman, right? Could you identify yourself as a Freedman, right? So
no, I don't.
No,
I don't.
No, you don't.
I never did. And
so that tweet that they had, where you're saying you're Freedman, like Freedman first, that didn't happen. That's a fake tweet.
I am the campaign, and my policies are Friedman first. Hashtag Friedman first. Friedman first meant Friedman policy first. Friedman centered policy first. That's what that meant. And I'll say it again. I apologize to people who sincerely saw that and said, this white man saying he's freedman, I am not. And I, did extensive tweets where I said, I have never claimed to be black. I have never claimed to be a freedman. I apologize if people thought it. But I'll apologize again, because for someone who really thought that's incorrect. And it's not right for somebody to try to make that claim. The lineage, the history that leads to a person living in this country as a freedman is not something to be taken lightly or appropriated by someone else.
So this is my last part, right? This is my last part.
Wait, body, real quick, because we got some other speakers. You can get a chance to come back up here. Like I say, it's supposed to be one question and make it a 2-part question. There's speakers in here that I can't see, so I want to go ahead and get to them as well too, because I don't see these speakers right here. I see the author's the only one I see requesting to come up. And then when I click on a certain thing, it says 10 requesting, but I don't see these speakers. So I want to go ahead and get to these people here, because ain't nobody ducking shit, straight up.
That's real quick. Hey, Arthur, you might have to drop down and come back up. I'm gonna hit this button 1,000 times, and what you call it, the cooler.
Hold on.
They're the only ones that are requesting to come up here. So you got people hitting in the background. I'm looking right at the chat, man. So, Arthur, drop your mic down and come back up, or, clean your phone up and all that.
Yeah, because like I said, because I can't see Stephen Johnson talk about he's requesting. He definitely can bring his ass up here and speak. The uncouth, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Peace to the room. Peace to the host. Reparations. And my question, Gabriel, is as a non-melanated person, as an Italian American. I don't know if you're native to Italy or you're a citizen of America, Italian lineage. It's been said that you have a black wife. I find it ironic that you are on a freedman first hashtag. That's your slogan, and not a reparations first. So the confusion in which people are constantly asking you or assuming that you are a freedman, it's kind of to a fault of yourself. My question is, as somebody with a black wife, why isn't your position focused on reparations and not freedmen? And two, do you find it disingenuous, that as a non-black person that you are seen as the head or leader in the Chicago political arena? And I'll land there.
All right, thank you.
No one thinks that in Chicago. If the group of people that I worked with for office, when I ran for office, if there's a head to that group, it's Marlon Martin. But really, whoever, if there's a leader in Chicago, it's not me, and I never say that it is me. I appreciate your comments about the Freedman First thing and how that bothers people. My feeling is that was something I addressed when we were actually using the hashtag back several months ago. I'll apologize again for people who misunderstood. I think for a lot of people, it's just the idea of me being in this space, and I think that's a conversation for that we'll probably get into a little bit more here. But those are kind of separate things in a way to me. I am the only reason it's a freedman. So my focus is reparations. I do believe that the freedman designation, and this is really a sort of a technical thing that is to me important, but it doesn't exclude anybody, is valuable. Is that I do think that's a terrific. There's real value in the freedman designation as opposed to a fabricated one that doesn't have history in, especially the sort of legal documentation of this country. But for lay people, I think you pretty quickly get to the idea that when I talk about freedmen and Black Americans and what I think is important is reparations. I mean, go into my account, look at my tweets. I am a reparationist. That is my focus. I've been in these spaces and been doing this work in Chicago and in social media spaces since being involved with ADOS. And so the terminology comes and go. The
real quick. I'm seeing that it's saying it's 11 people requesting to speak, but I don't see them. I don't. Do you see these people, DJ?
The proof is the only one that's coming up in body trying to request again.
Okay, because we may have to add somebody else as a co-host because I don't see it. It's saying 11 people, but I don't see anybody that's requesting to speak right now. So I mean,
whoever requested, send a message to me, and I'll try to get you up here.
okay, we got somebody coming up. Choke coming up. All right. Go ahead and hold it down 1 second, DJ. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Hello, Gabe.
Hi.
Newstoter. Hey, go ahead, Choke. Go ahead. Yeah, ask your question. Yeah, let me turn this TV down real quick. Hey, when did you become a reparationist?
You know, in terms of economic justice, that's work for Black folks. That's work I've been doing since the '80s. But really, I became involved in this movement during my 2019 campaign. I was talking about redistributing property to Black Americans, and a woman who was volunteering on my campaign, Linda Jennings, said, "Why don't you just say reparations? That's what you're talking about." And so that started a conversation, and I got involved, basically from there.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and cut to the chase, man. Because this is very rare we get to have these moments. So something like reparations, I'm pretty sure you've heard the whole spiel. Like this isn't something like just a political ploy or something that just you can put in your campaign agenda or whatever and say, hey, this is what I'm running on or whatever. This is real. Like this is bloodline, something that's been passed down from generation to generation. Like this is the real deal. Like I mean, if my ancestors could talk physically, well, they're talking through me, but they could really be here right now. I mean, what do you think they would say? And I'm just hold that answer. But what I'm asking is this right here: what are you willing to sacrifice since you want to insert yourself, into this fight? Because not everybody. Let me just say this: not everybody shares the same sentiments as the Freedmen Party or the Freedmen, or whatever they want to call themselves. I mean, they're still Black Americans, still cousins, but not everybody shares the same sentiments.
I understand. The Freedmen issue is, I take this very seriously. My opinion in terms of the kind of the distinctions between foundational Black Americans, ADOC, and Freedmen, is when I talk about the movement I'm committed to, it's reparations, cash-based federal reparations for the descendants of enslaved Black American citizens. Freedmen I think is the appropriate language for this policy becoming law, and that's just my point of view. That's not meant to say there's any group I don't think should be. I'm keeping it real simple because that's all above my pay grade.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not that simple, man. It's never gonna be that simple. It's never gonna be that simple for us. I mean, for the very reason that we're here in this country and this place. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of us were here before others, but the displacement, whether it be physically, or financially, or whatever the case, like this isn't my mishap. I'm sure you know that, right? So this country is not going to be willing to just roll over without a fight and just hand over, whether it be cash-based payments or land or whatever the case is. Like this thing could really take another turn. You know what I mean? And like I tell some of my people, like in these spaces, like I've been deployed twice, Gabe. I've been to Iraq, been to Afghanistan,
I worked, with the election process over there, and you get to see firsthand what do people look like, fighting for their life, basically. And right now, in this moment, we're fighting for our life, and we're fighting for the lives of our future. You understand what I'm saying? So this isn't pretend. I'm not trying to give you a lecture, but what I'm trying to say is this right here. Like, if you're gonna insert yourself in this can't be something that's just here to benefit Gabe. You got to see this through, because there are going to be, as the message spreads, there are going to be people, who, well, just be honest, there are people who don't want you involved now, right? So this is going to be a trial by fire on every turn for you.
Hey, real quick, Choke, because once you get to this point, we're going to go ahead and go to a new speaker. Keep one speaker, DJ, because I know I stepped away. Keep one speaker up at a time. Love I Am. She was hitting me up in the background trying to get on, so I'm going to let her go. I'm going to get I want people that haven't had a chance to speak. I want to get Val up after her as well, too. Anybody that's saying that you can't speak, leave in the comments section. So that way we can send you an invite to speak. Because like I say, I don't see all of this right here. I don't see any of it. I see Val requesting right now. That's the only thing I see. And then when I go to another page, I'm seeing 14 speakers requesting to speak. And I don't see none of those 14 speakers. So Choke, go ahead and wrap it up real quick so we can move to the...
Gabe, what do you think about Special Field Order 15? Are you familiar with that?
Tell me about it.
Have you ever heard of 40 Acres and a Mule?
Yes.
Okay, that's Special Field Order 15. So you're not familiar with it?
I am familiar with it. Yes,
okay. So what are your thoughts on it as far as reparations?
About using that as a basis to extrapolate to reparations?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read a couple of policy papers, and I've heard people talk about that. It seems like a strong basis. I worry a little bit about there are elements I worry a little bit about, because I do know that my understanding is there have been limited disbursements that were then taken back from people right after the war, and I worry a little bit about the implications of that in terms of lineage. That somehow means if you're a descendant of one of those people, that someone would say, well, you're in a different category or something. But I don't really, if I can amplify policy, I do. I don't really get too deep into, I think it should be this way, or I think it should be that way. I think, and I am committed. I hear what you're saying, and I really appreciate your wisdom, because I think you're right. No, this shouldn't be something that people take lightly, and I hope that some indication of me taking that seriously is having these two spaces back to back. And again, I thank Newstoter for making this possible, because these are, unfounded accusations. In fact, it's interesting. We're not talking about them. People are on Twitter saying I stole $60,000 from a reparations organization, and that's getting liked and retweeted.
I'm going to be honest with you, Gabe. I don't give a damn about that 60,000.
Hey, Choke, real quick. We got to go ahead and move on to the next speaker. Love I Am. She was up here, so I don't know where she went to, but Love I Am, if you get a chance, come back up here. Like I say, I'm having an issue seeing the speakers.
Phones, Tyler. That's y'all phones, man. Fix y'all damn phones. Get on the Wi-Fi, man. Charge your phone up. Update X or whatever. That's y'all phones, man. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
60,000 is play. I mean, like I said, it's
hey, choke. No disrespect, but we got to go. I got to get the Val.
Let you go. I'm good, bro. Thank you.
All right. Val, go ahead and unmute your mic in the comment section. I need somebody to look in the comment section and see. DJ, check out in the comment section if people are leaving their actual name in there, so we can send them and get them up here to speak, so we can send them an invite, because I don't see them.
I'm headed to the studio now. Just they gotta stay tight for a second. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, Val.
Charge your phones, man. That's all y'all need to do. Check for updates in your app store. Come back up here, man.
Go ahead, Val.
Okay, good evening, Newstoter, and thank you for giving me a chance to speak. We in this space, here on Twitter, we have a saying that the leader is the code. And I like to think that the people in this space are the co-leaders. We're the leaders. We want you to be clear that we're not looking for a leader. You can be an ally, but I just want you to understand, I know you were recruited by whoever to come into our midst and insert yourself into this reparation conversation. You cannot be on commissions. We want people of our lineage on commissions. There's people out here in this space who do the work, and they're not getting paid this kind of money that it's been said that it's been asked for on these commissions. So that's pretty much all I want you to understand. You can be an ally, but you cannot be on the commissions. We want people of our lineage, people who understand what what we're asking for. We're asking for reparations. We're not looking for people that just want to profit off of reparations in our struggle. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Arthur, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Okay, things. First, I to run in the Fifth Ward because he's a long-term resident of there. And anybody that's eligible to run can run. It's about half and half black and white. With some people live in a certain percent. Mostly it's half and half black and white. As a white person that supports freedom-oriented policies. That's why we support for the space. What do we do with white folks that support reparations for freedom? I do want everybody to remember that this is an issue that must be voted in, and there is no federal or state body, and not all black legislations. So what do so the opinion of the support is a negative thing. And as far as like
Arthur, you breaking up, Arthur. You breaking up.
Over is okay, I'm sorry. The guy
Arthur, you gonna Arthur. Hey, Arthur, real quick, you're gonna have to drop down and come back up because you keep breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, but you was breaking up.
Hey, Arthur, just come back up. Get on your Wi-Fi. Get off your Bluetooth. Just talk straight to the headset, man.
Okay.
Update the app, man. Problems coming up here. They ain't got nothing to do with us up here. You know what I mean? Maybe Twitter, but that's on your phone side too. You know what I mean? Close out all them apps on your phone. There you go.
Because now it's saying 17 people requesting to speak, and I don't see them.
Yeah. So what I was asking the space was, what do we do with white folks? And you have to remember that this is a legislative issue that must be voted to. No federal and state body.
Arthur, Arthur, listen to me. You keep going in and out. You keep going in and out. Not only that, DJ, like I said, keep one speaker up here at a time so we can go ahead and keep some order up in here. So one speaker at a time. Arthur, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down, and then you may have to go ahead and do something like DJ say with your Wi-Fi or something, because it's messing up. We can't hear you. You keep going in and out, in and out, in and out. The uncouth, I'm gonna come back to you. We're gonna have to drop you down too, because let us get to the new speaker. Let me get the Black Greatness. and you can come back and raise your hand afterwards, and we'll get you up here too. One speaker at a time, y'all.
Yeah, man. What's that?
What's going on, Black Greatness?
I see. Once again, y'all up here with the soft kid gloves on for this fat ass, crack ass, bitch ass motherfucker.
Just come on, man, and just ask the question.
To ask this piece of shit ass.
Okay, now you talking over the host. Go ahead and ask what you got to ask, Black Greatness.
Yeah, why did your white ass think that you could come into this motherfucking side of these spaces talking about your freedom first and what you're gonna do down on 71st? Nigga, I got some motherfuckers looking for your fat white ass down there on 71st. Cause you ain't gonna disrespect my motherfucking people. So you better watch your motherfucking mouth, you fat white bitch, and you better make
okay, Black.
I'm telling you.
Okay, Black Greatness. Thank you. We appreciate your contribution for the night. Let me go ahead and drop you down. As always, we can count on Black Greatness to definitely bring in the emotion. So thank you, Black Greatness. Okay, let's go ahead, y'all, and let's try to keep it as respectful. Whether you like Gabe or not, let's try to keep it respectful. Let's go ahead and have a dialogue. Let's see what he's got to say. Okay, AMK, I already told you to come on up here. Like I'm trying to figure out why you still in the space, and you were saying all kind of grimy shit before. So, brother, please, I mean, you got that mouthpiece on you. Please come on up here and grab this microphone. Please bless us with your knowledge, brother. Because you sit up here, you stay in the comment section. We got a lot of Negroes with that sit up in the comment section saying all kind of stuff. When you go ahead and you give them the microphone to come in and talk, they quiet as kept. So come on up here.
Soft, nigga.
Come on up here and get the mic, bro.
Hey, but now all jokes aside, so at the end of the day, y'all just heard what Black Greatness just said. So when niggas be talking about running down on niggas up here on his app, guess what? You can't run down on nobody on Newstoter because we ain't lying that shit. You know what I mean? We done told y'all that before. So at the end of the day, if y'all want to run down on somebody, you can go do it in your own damn space. So how as hell y'all running down on somebody? We over here trying to get reparations and shit. Stupid nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? So y'all don't go into the NBC talking about we gonna run down on the host. It ain't gonna be no damn space.
Hey, my thing is this, right? Everybody wants to have a space and they want to get the stuff, they want to air the stuff out and whatnot. So we going ahead and we trying to do our best to what we can to go ahead and let people come up here and speak and say whatever they got to say, you know, within reason. We don't want people threatening people, anything like that. So let's not take it that far. Let people come up here, say what they got to say. Let Gabe respond. Like I said, Black Native, let me ask you, can you see people in the space requesting to come up, Black Native?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Well, I'm not a co-host, but I don't.
They requesting, just let them sit there until I get in the studio, bro. They just gonna have to sit there.
Yeah, but you don't, Black Native. You don't have to be a host to see people requesting. So like, you either can see it.
Where will I see? Where is it at? Where the people?
It's always, yeah. It's all in the space. Whenever you're in the space, you can see people requesting to come up and speak.
I never noticed that. I don't see anybody. I'm sorry.
Let me, by a show of hands, do y'all see anybody, Sir Major, anybody up in here, Naheem? Do y'all see Congregator? Do y'all see anybody requesting to come up here to speak? No taxation, because I don't see it. When I get ready to move out the app, go to another page, I can see people requesting to come up and speak, but I don't see anybody else requesting to come up to speak. Go ahead, Black Native, Sir Major. I'm gonna get to you next. Go ahead, Black Native.
Well, I know it's a lot of people in the comments that are saying they want to come up and speak with Gabe, but
I can't see them. We can't see them.
You don't see in the comment section?
I see them in the comment section, but I'm saying, but I don't see I can see Sir Major. It says requested underneath his name. When you came up, it said requested. I don't see anybody else on the app saying requested. For those that say requested, Naheem when he came up, when everybody else came up, no taxation, I could see it, but I don't see anybody else saying requested to come up. Now, when I click down the arrow to go to another page, it says 20 requests to speak, but I don't see that in the actual space.
Newstoter, I don't know what to tell you because I can't see it either.
Okay, that's cool, but go ahead and do what you got to do. Say what you got to say. You got it.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Gabe. You came in Newstoter space. It was last year sometime. I think this is when you were running for the alderman of Chicago, and you brought up that you were doing you were doing activist work, because you're from Boston, and you said that you were working with Black people in Boston. I believe it was in Roxbury, if I'm not mistaken, and you tried to suggest that you never really got down to what actually happened, because I had to look it up, and you suggested that whatever you were doing at that time, it was successful, and it wasn't. Also, excuse me, you are part of, I think you're the CEO of the American Italian something in Chicago. Do you have any Black people in your organization?
So the first comment you made, you're talking about the incorporation of Roxbury seceding from Boston, and
right.
no, I didn't say that was successful. It's real clear it wasn't. I talked about other stuff in Chicago that was successful, like establishing Southside Community Federal Credit Union. That's something that I bring up. So maybe those two things are mixed up. I'm not sure. The Italian American Heritage Society of Chicago does include Black folks. For the most part, people become members if they have Italian heritage, and so Black folks who are also Italian are members. We have a handful. It's mostly if you looked at them, people you would identify as white people, but we do have we have Black folks with Italian heritage who are members of the society, including a woman who lives down in South Shore, who's a friend of mine.
Is she fully Italian, or is she biracial?
No, these are people who are we have some Italian in their background. If you ask me if there are Black folks in the group, the group is mostly 90% or more people with Italian heritage of some amount. So the Black folks are, for the most part, people who have lived as Black Americans in America, but they do have some, at some point in their background, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, great-grandmother, whatever, who is Italian.
Really? And you're saying these people are part of your organization? So you're saying you have Black people in your organization. This is what you're saying on this space?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, because I grew up around Italians. I'm from Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, and I know you probably know about Bensonhurst. And I lived there almost my whole life around Italians. And I can tell you, Italians do not like Black people. And I remember bringing that up to you in the space that Newstoter had, and you agreed. You said, yeah, Italians are very racist people. They don't like Black people. And because you said that, and you're an Italian, I have to look at you when you're telling me that you understand that your people do not like Black people, and now you've inserted yourself into a reparations movement for Black Americans, descendants of slaves. That looks very suspect.
Well, I'd encourage you. I hear what you're saying. I would encourage you to use a little discernment here, and it's obviously not all Italians who hate Black folks, and that's a learned behavior in the United States. When Italians first came to the United States, we lived with Black folks. Their New Orleans was full of
until you adopted white supremacy values. Until you were allowed to become white. And then once you were able to become white, I mean, we can go way back. And I don't want to do a history lesson because I know about the history between Blacks and Italians. Like I said, I lived around them my whole life. So when I say what I say about Italian people, is because I grew up around these people. I went to school with these people. And they do not like Black people for the most part. I'm going to say 99.9% of them did not like Black people. Maybe 1% did, but those 1% didn't speak out when they were turning the school buses over, when they were beating our heads in. They weren't around. So now when I see you in our reparations movement. This is blood. Just like Italians are very family oriented people. I know this. And so this is a family. and this is blood, this is lineage, this is a debt that's owed to my people. And when I see you insert yourself and then these accusations come up of money fraud, we have a right to ask you these questions. And you shouldn't be insulting, you shouldn't be condescending. We have a right to do this. I hope you understand that, Gabe. And I'll just land on that. Thank you.
All right.
I'm here. I think that speaks to it. I hear what you're saying, and there's no argument there. We are working hard to bring together the Italian Americans in Chicago. We're networked with people across the country who are not those extreme racists, because you're absolutely right. Most Italian Americans are extremely racist, extremely anti-black. I think that's why the work is critical. That's the work you got to do. You got to fight. Again, you can't just find comfortable spaces. You got to go into those places. And believe me, the other group of people who can't stand me are Proud Boys and suburban Italians, and they threaten me all the time too, because they don't like what I'm doing. Being in this middle space is complicated. But I hear what you're saying. And I do apologize if I come across as arrogant or condescending, or if I sound like I'm frustrated. These are inaccurate accusations. People are freely circulating the claim, an unfounded claim that I stole money. You understand how that could make a person feel, and to say, well, that's what you get for supporting reparations in a public way. Well, that does make me feel a certain kind of way. But I apologize if how that makes me feel is coming out as hostility.
All right. Sir Major, you back up here. You go ahead.
Yes,
Sir Major, real quick, because I know you host a bunch of spaces as well too. I'm saying we can't see when I click the arrow down, it's saying 18 requests to speak, but when I'm on the actual space itself, I'm not seeing anything. Do you see any other people trying to request to speak?
So how it works is that if you're not a co-host or the host, no one will be able to see unless they're throwing up emojis implying that they want to get on stage. My recommendation would be, respectfully, Elon talked about the blocking feature. He's going to get rid of it. I almost have nobody blocked. Okay, what I would recommend, for the sake of the integrity of this space, for it not to be biased, I recommend respectfully that you get a second host that is going to be attentive and bring folks up. I'm willing to do it. There's other people that you can choose of your own free militia to do it. But if we're going to be honest, I love you and I'm rocking with you. I'm rocking with you. But we gotta have a non-biased host, a third host to help bring people up. Because you're trying to run the stage, and I get that. You need another host. I'm willing to do it. I see people who I don't necessarily agree with trying to get up on stage, and I think that at least, bare minimum, we should at least allow people to get up on stage.
Well, Sir Major, you see that we're not trying to stop people.
I don't believe that's you. I don't think that you're doing anything malicious.
Yeah.
But I'm simply saying that you need either a second co-host, or I can help bring folks up, and that's all I'll do is help bring people up if you want me to.
Well, I'm gonna do like
Or bring Shut Up up. Shut Up does a lot of spaces. He's very neutral. I think he'd be a great person to bring up.
I don't even see Shut Up in this space. And I sent him a DM. I sent him a DM because he requested to speak. That's what I'm saying. I sent Shut Up a DM. He left a comment. I sent him up a DM to come up here and speak. I don't even see him up in the space. Steven Johnson, I saw him up in the space. I sent him an invite. I don't see him up in the space right now. So I'm just being honest. A lot of these people in here, I scroll down, it says 221 other listeners. I don't see these people in the actual space, people that I've actually sent actual DMs to come up here and speak. So, I'm just being honest. If people, however they feel about Gabe and whatever, however you feel about Newstoter, whatever, if people were to be honest up here, we're letting anybody that wants to come up here and speak. We're trying to go ahead and give everybody a chance to talk, all of that. I can't, if Twitter is having some issues, whatever, where we can't see the speakers, Jason Black used to have Twitter spaces where he could not see the speakers in there and stuff like that. I'm just being honest. I don't see the people. I don't see the people in here. Dion just came up here. Dion Jenkins just came up here. Some people that's coming up here, you're not having any issues coming up here. Black Native ain't having any issues. Dion just came up here. So people, if they can sit up here and because first off, if you want to be biased as hell, you're gonna be biased. You're gonna say, well, they didn't let me speak. Nigga, I don't even see you up in the goddamn space. So we can cut all that out. And when you are up in, normally when you click on somebody's icon, you can see a little purple thing to let you know they was up in the space because George Swervin was talking. I was gonna let him come up in the space. I don't see him. So it's a lot of people leaving comments and stuff like that in the comment section. I'm gonna be honest, cuz I don't give a damn how they feel either way. Because you're gonna like me or hate me either way. But the one thing that can't be said.
Why don't you try making me a call just to see how it goes?
Yeah, bro, that's not needed, and I ain't even trying to be funny. So you're
respectfully, hold on. Respectfully. Hold on, real quick. Respectfully, the space ain't finna go on that much longer. And like I say, I'm being honest. I don't give a damn how anybody feel. We got two, and sometimes we'll have three. We gonna run it like this, and if they don't like it, the hell with it. I don't care. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? You know yourself that we being unbiased, and anybody else in here knows we being unbiased, unless they got some hate for Newstoter. And if they got hate for Newstoter, they sitting up here bitching and crying about it. And I don't give a damn. So, but go ahead, Sir Major. I'm gonna let you because I want to get.
I'll just get to my question. This is actually a joint question. To Gabe, why do you use AABE? Why do you do that? Or why do you think it's appropriate?
I don't intend to. If I sound that way sometimes, I'm not sure. It's not intentional.
Okay, so when you say, this is the second prong question, when you say things like, after you block black folks, and you say you're running on a platform that's near and dear to our hearts, then you tweet out something like the Stay Mad portion of it, right? Stay Mad or Stay Woke, that's black AABE, right? So if you look at the Jumbotron, you'll be able to see the proof of the comment. You just want to go a different way, that's fine. I'm not going to argue that. But when you put the Stay Mad, right, that adds a further insult, a further dig and throwing salt or vinegar into an open wound. Basically, fuck how you feel. And that's how many of us took it. I know I took it like that. There's an attorney named Steven, dear, respectable guy in the spaces. We all took it the same way. So I would say, safe to say that 90% of black folks in this room took that as disrespectful. Why do you, so you said you didn't mean to say it, or you don't know that you're saying it. Do you think that it's appropriate for you to be using AABE? Do you find that to be cultural appropriation, regardless of you being married to a black woman, allegedly?
It's not something that I do consciously, and it is true that expressions kind of end up in the mainstream, and you're right, and I'll say it again. For people who took that as an intentionally insulting tweet that is now, I guess, 6 months old, I apologize. If there are ones more recently that have also offended you, please let me know. It's not my intent. It is not my intent to offend people. That's why when a whole group of people decide that I'm in thief, who have still not confronted me with any evidence or conversation about that on the space, which is supposed to be about it, I can. And I agree with the person earlier who said, you shouldn't be a leader, you shouldn't be on commissions and leading efforts for black folks to get reparations. But I do think there's a place for white folks, and I think there's a place for progressive white folks to push this into the progressive agenda, because right now it's not there. To the extent that you feel that I'm playing fast and loose with the culture or acting like I don't care how people feel, I apologize. And I know I'm not, doing the absolute best I can do, and I'm doing my best to always listen, learn, and do better.
Okay, and last question is, will you unblock the black folks that you have blocked? Because there are a lot of black folks who say in tweets that they never had a conversation with you, negative or positive, and that you block them. And so will you commit to unblocking the black folks who have been critical favorable or unfavorable to you, will you do that?
I'll unblock anybody who I've recently blocked who will, because of their liking, sharing, or commenting on me being a thief, who will admit that they were mistaken. I don't think I'm under any obligation to allow people to malign me and for me to have to see that stuff. I'm not having arguments. I'm not trying to call people names. I just don't need to hear from you. If you want to slander me, why? I give it back. I kind of turn it back to you. Why should I be exposed to those people? I'm not running for office right now. I'm just a regular person, and people are making up lies about me. Won't confront me about it, but they'll post garbage on Twitter, or they'll spread it, like it, laugh about it.
The answer is because that's democracy. It's democracy. That's
no, it's not. We're regular citizens. We are regular citizens. I have a right to not open the door to every person who wants to insult me to my face at my home. And this is the same thing virtually. I get to pick and choose. So if you're asking me to be more thoughtful about that stuff, absolutely I will. And if anyone wants to reach out to me, I'm happy to have a conversation about it. But I really don't think anybody on this or any other social media space is obligated to take the abuse of people who just don't like them. And I feel like that's the game that you're trying to lure me into playing. That there's a bunch of people who don't like me, and I should just sort of let them dominate my timeline. I don't see why.
Thank you.
Can I go?
Okay, who's speaking? I can't see.
Question for him. Yeah, man.
Who's speaking? I can't see. I'm sorry.
For me,
Who's?
I think your white.
Oh shit.
I think that your white supremacist complex became noticed to me when you started blocking everybody. I think it showed that you lacked value in these people. You came in a reparation space, and you didn't really see the value of these people. And it was quite noticing, right? Me being a reparations candidate myself right now, I find these people very valuable. I spend a lot of my time and energy. I've been ran down. I've been ridiculed. I hardly have anybody blocked. The amount of people I have blocked, I can probably count on one hand, because it was probably something very egregious, not because they got on the timeline and just gave me a negative comment, or they criticized me, right, or called me a name, or that's not the reason why you block people if you have constituents. My first question to you, and now this is a reparations candidate talking to a reparations candidate. Do you even know what reparations mean? Because I heard you speak, and the only thing I heard come out of your mouth were issues about Pan-Africans versus what you call pretendians. You try to belittle other black people, bragged about how you were going to go after a certain type of demographic of black people if you were elected. What are you around here for? And what is your definition of reparations? That's my first question.
Do you want to ask for both, or do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, answer both, please.
All right. Okay. So when I talk about reparations is repaying the federal debt that's owed in cash to the descendants of Black American citizens of slavery.
So you think reparations is only cash, right? How much cash?
I follow the UN definition, the international definition, all the steps, and that's critical. And I think that's
Okay, so what is the UN's definition of reparations? What is it?
So the essential steps are that there's a form of redress is presented and accepted of contrition and redress presented and accepted, that there are assurances that harm will not be repeated. Obviously, there's the economic component, and there are other elements, but that's just kind of fundamentally that there's engagement as well as restitution, and that there's a satisfaction, the power.
So as a reparations candidate, you didn't take no time out of your day to try to come up with your own definition for reparations.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. For a white candidate, I think the smartest thing a white candidate supporting reparations should do. And also remember, this is as far as the race, talking about a candidate, we talk about reparations as a framework that we then apply concepts locally. I don't believe in local reparations. I think reparations is federal.
All right, so you didn't do any studying, like you didn't conduct any independent research yourself. Is that what you're telling me? And so you saying as a white candidate, you don't want to have your own definition, but at the same time, you'll go to other white people, which is the UN, for their definition, which tells me that you didn't conduct any independent research about reparations. Am I correct?
You're incorrect. You're not hearing me. What I'm saying is it's not up to me to invent. Imagine, sir, if I got up here and said, this is what reparations needs to be, y'all. I'm going to tell you what reparations is. No. What I did was I read Dr. Derry's work. I read a number of papers on the subject. I talked and listened to the experts in my community on reparations, and that I learned, because it's not my job to say, tell you.
But now you're babbling, because you just told me you got your info. No, you just told me you got your information from the UN. You didn't say Derry.
No, that's not what I said.
You didn't say Dr. Carl Anderson. You didn't say these people. You said when I first asked you, you said I got my information from the UN. You didn't mention Dr. Derry. Don't just be throwing out words because you see a lot of these black people, they love Dr. Derry. Okay, now you can't play that with me. You can't play now you're talking to a real reparationist. Okay,
really?
All right?
Really?
Yeah, really. So my question to you, my next question to you.
Go ahead.
Why do you have half of Black Twitter blocked? That's my next question, bro.
Yeah, that's a lie, and I'm not going to play this game with you people who know me know where my positions come from.
No, trust me, I'm not playing no games with you. You came around here. You came around here with your white Italian ass deceiving my people, and I have a bone to pick with you about that. White boy, you coming around here lying and deceiving my people, taking money from my people, and I have a problem with that. So, white boy, you're gonna show respect. You don't get no white privilege around here. You're gonna open your mouth when I ask you to open your mouth, and you're gonna shut your mouth when I ask you to shut your mouth. White boy, white boy.
Newstoter, I got another question, right?
No, wait, Sir Major. Wait, hold up. It's my turn, bro. Calm down.
You've already asked.
No, calm down. It's my turn. I got a couple more questions, bro. I got a couple more questions. What this dude did was egregious. He came around black people. Everybody know he don't really give a fuck about reparations. He got half of Black Twitter blocked. Okay, like you wasn't even trying to network. Like at least Marcel and me and we're trying to network with other people about reparations. We don't got half of Black Twitter blocked. Okay, so my question to you next is how you raise $60,000 and come in dead last, and you only running for alderman? Please explain that to me.
Both of those facts are wrong. That says everything, really, from beginning to end. Just saying.
How much money did you raise? How much money did you raise, white boy? How much money did you raise? How much?
If you're not going to have a respectful conversation,
white boy.
Hold on a minute. See, and this is what I keep telling y'all knackers. Let's not disparage anybody in here, because we don't like the fucking listen already as is. So with that being said, Dion, land your plane. If you got a legitimate question to ask Gabe, ask it now. Otherwise, I'm just gonna drop you and get to Sir Major.
How much money did you raise, Gabriel Piemonte? How much money did you raise?
We talked about that at the beginning. A little over 31,000 go to the in the jumbotron season 2 periods that we reported out on.
For the record, Gabe did answer that in the beginning. I don't know if he was up here or not. He did answer that question several times already over. The space is recorded, Dion. You can run it back, brother. You know what I mean?
My next question is why are we protecting him? Why are we protecting him?
Nah, bro, we're not protecting anybody, bro. Go ahead, Sir Major. What's good?
All right, this question comes from Shut Up. This question is,
You there, bro?
yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I was talking on mic. So this question comes from Shut Up. Initially, Naheem was 1,000% with Gabe. All of a sudden, Naheem is not with Gabe. Naheem wants, or I'm sorry, Shut Up wants to know, as well as others, what happened between you and Naheem to where you all fell out?
I mean, Shut Up could come in the room and answer the question
Well,
himself.
no, Shut Up can't get up on stage, so that's why I was asking questions for folks.
Ask him the request.
He's already been trying. He's been trying to do it for over an hour.
Hey, Shut Up.
So that's my thing. So my question.
Okay, Sir Major, calm down, bro. Calm down.
So I'll ask the question.
Okay.
between
But
you and
still, okay. Hold on a second, still, bro. See, y'all don't got no decorum for each other.
Dude, I've been very respectful. What do you mean?
Okay, just be quiet for a moment, please, bro. If anybody got any problems trying to come up here, it could be the space. You know how Twitter plays with this shit, but most likely it's your phone. I've been telling people this for over the last year and a half. You gotta upgrade your phone, or at least check for updates on your phone. Keep the apps updated. You feel what I'm saying? This is the only argument why your tech support is not needed, Sir Major. I've been doing this shit, bro. But go ahead, answer your question. Re-ups. So re-ups, if you want to come up here, try restarting your phone. Check for an update on the Twitter app. It updated the other day. It could be some issues with your phone technically, especially if you got an iPhone, bro. 12, 13, and 14 iPhones got problems with Twitter. There you go.
So again,
Unmute your mic, bro.
or you muted the stage. So again, this is not a question for re-ups, but now this is a general question to Gabe. Initially, Naheem was 1,000% with you. Apparently, he's not with you at all. What happened between you and Naheem, for the sake of transparency?
So I would say, what happened, the situation with Naheem and I would say is directly related to tomorrow night's topic. And so I just ask people to come back into the space. Tomorrow we'll talk about all that stuff. It's related to Boston. That's all I'm going to say for now, because that's a different topic. I don't want these things to become conflated and confused.
Okay, my second question is this. Did you at all hire Naheem to work your campaign, to act as a surrogate for your campaign? Did you ever hire him or give him any financial compensation?
I'm just going to ask y'all to,
Hold on a second, Gabe. Hold on a second, Gabe. I agree with you. That's for tomorrow's space, Sir Major. We're having another space based on that. But again, bro, we're having the space based off the question you asked. You know what I'm saying? I understand we want it for the context of what we're asking in real time right now, but we're having a legitimate tomorrow space, 8 o'clock, same time, be square on the same question. But if Gabe still wants to answer it for context, go ahead. But if not, let's get on to the next question, man.
I think we should just move on, because I'm sure all that stuff is going to come up.
Hey, Newstoter is in a matrix or whatever the case be. So go ahead, Naeem. Hey, Sir Major, I'm gonna drop you down, bro.
Peace, what's going on, man? Yeah, make sure what's going on. Brother, sister, first let me say, Sister Antonia said she didn't block you, she didn't have no engagement with you. We're gonna need her for that space tomorrow. We're gonna definitely need Sister Stilettos on the ground for that space tomorrow. You know, there's a lot of accusations that have been made over the past 2 weeks.
Hey, send me her ad name real quick, and I'm gonna unblock her right now. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I got you. My list once in a while. If you unfollow me, you block me on top of that too. I'm just gonna do the same thing back because I don't got a problem with nobody.
I got you.
Real talk.
I got you. Because she hit me. I told her that you said that he blocks people that blocks him. She said, brother, I ain't blocked that brother. So who knows what happens? There's some people that got him blocked and said they never blocked.
Yeah, ain't no animosity against anything because that could be the algorithm playing dirty tricks on us. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. Get up there.
Definitely. So I want to say this, right? Because there's been a lot of silly accusations from a lot of silly that have passed, 2 weeks now. I've been sitting up here listening, right? Me and Gabe got whatever issues, and that's what we hashed out tomorrow. So y'all want to hear what, hashing shit out sounds like tomorrow. Because my nickname is Mr. Just the Facts. And I don't cap or lie for nobody or nothing. Whatever comes out of my mouth, it's going to either be the facts, my opinion, or what I believe. Point blank, period. So, I just wanted to get up here and say that a lot of this shit that's going on in these Twitter spaces is apolitical bullshit. I was listening to a space last night, and people just making up shit, right? You have people like Lioness, she knows who I'm talking about. That was one of the first people that put out a tweet saying that Gabe stole $65,000 from me and the United Sons and Daughters of Freedom / Be the Power. And I got people hitting me up like, yo, is this true? What's going on? Like, what? Stole? So we don't have no fucking $65,000 to be being sold from in the first place. Where's people getting? People are making up lies out of whole cloth because the people on this app are liars. People like Shut Up and Steven. You got these Democratic trolls who are helping to spread a lot of these rumors. You got these fake Indians that work the bullshit that comes out of their mouths and their twisted minds to be like, Booby, where you at? Booby has so much concern about me and Gabe and all those little corny ass tweets he was making, but I ain't come up in this space yet. Booby, security trial, where y'all at? You got Gabe on the stage right now asking the question. I'm going to show y'all how this shit go. So I just wanted to get up here and say that, man. The rest of y'all goofies that's bringing my name up, pardon the space, fellas, but I'm from New York. Get off my dick. Point blank, period. Sometimes you got to get back into the hood a little bit. You got to shake the little political stuff off and say, no, get off my dick, man. Point blank, period. So pardon me for that, bro. Tune in tomorrow night. Again, y'all going to see how this shit goes. It is what it is. Peace.
For sure on that one. Tyler, let me know if you back up here or not. So with that being said, appreciate you, Brother Nine. Yeah, I see you drop down. Appreciate that. Hey, Arthur, hopefully you up here real quick. Hey, just before we get to that next hand. Hey, Val, I done hit this button 1,000 times, sister. I'm not sure what's going on. Who else up in here? Professor Hood Smith. Kush, I done hit this button a couple times. Hold on a second. Okay, Todd is still in the matrix. AB 1,000. I done hit this button 1,000 times. Okay, Kush, I think you up there. Black American Homeland. I'm gonna just try to bring people up. Stay on your microphone. Keep your hand raised. Cognitive, I see you trying to come up here.
Hey, DJ, you need help?
Yeah, Todd is stuck in the matrix though. Either way though, so it really don't matter. But just stay in your microphone if you happen to come up here. Negro Freeman sister, what's up?
I just want to say real quick. There is an update available
for the iPhone. I just did it while I'm in the space, so you can.
For sure. So there you go. Cognitive came up here. Chum, 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 chum. Appreciate you, Cog. Hit me up on that PlayStation too, son. DJ Seg 1. All right. Sister Val, I don't know if you got an Android or iPhone. Check for an update in the App Store. Love I Am. I done hit this button 1,000 times for you too, sister. I don't know what's going on. Hold on.
On the stage. Love I Am on the stage. Kush on the stage. Yeah, I come up on the stage. Hit the
Okay,
button.
hold on. Let me come back. I am in the matrix myself. Hold on, man. Okay. Hey, Cog, you coming back up here? Hey, Cog, hit the button, the emoji if you coming back up here. Because I see it say you requesting again. I know you be at work, bro. Oh, fuck. Okay, there you go. Okay. I just hit it. Hold on, let me try it from here over there. Let me try hitting it from the request to speak joint. All right, what you call it? Let Arthur go real quick, y'all. Let Arthur go. Everybody else stay in your microphone, please. Let this, whoever has the mic, just ask their question to Gabe or whatever it is they're going to say, 60-second style, and we'll move on to the next person, man. Go ahead, Arthur. How you doing, big bro?
Oh, I'm fine, sir. Thank you. I just want to ask the space a question. What do we do with white folks that support lineage-based reparations for freedmen? But I do want everyone to remember that this is a legislative issue, and that has to be voted in by legislatures. And there is no federal or state body where Black people are the majority. And not all Black legislators support reparations. For example, Desmond Yancey, the guy that won over Gabriel, he does not support reparations. He's Black, freedman, and he's also the one that signed off on more resources being given to those illegal border jumpers that are now being pounded in Chicago from Texas. So I'm just asking, what do we do with white supporters? Is it the opinion of the space that white support is a negative thing? That's what I'm asking. That's all.
All right, my bad. I'm over here trying to get Tyler back up there out of the matrix. It's a possibility. I don't know. The space could crash. This shit is acting janky if it's y'all phones. 9 times out of 10, again, check for updates or whatever the case be. You might have to clear the data inside of the settings of the Twitter app. So go to your settings, apps, find the Twitter or whatever X logo, and clear the data and the cache out of it. And then still check for updates. The other thing is too, when you update that these apps 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to restart your phone and let your phone sit for like 5-10 minutes and continue again to check for updates till it's fully updated, whether it be the operating system or the software, which is basically the apps. You know what I mean? That's software. But go ahead, AB 1000.
Of a particular age that asks those sorts of questions because they haven't really given us a rubric on what we should require of white people. And so I actually, very ironically, that was going to be my question to Gabriel is what is his function within this reparation movement? And I apologize if I'm being redundant. I actually was doing something when I initially raised my hand. So if that had already been answered, I didn't hear it. But what is your function within the reparation movement? Because if one of the issues for reparation is non-repetition, and we have dealt with misappropriation of funds by different persons, I don't understand why there's still these top-heavy, I got that from someone, top-heavy budgets that are going out I don't think that there should be allocations of funds if not reparation. So what is his function within the reparation movement? I don't see why people getting paid for anything. Just very explicitly, that doesn't. Yeah, I saw that. Damn.
Hey, real quick, I was able to clear the data and get back out the matrix, so I'm back up in the space.
Okay. So what's my function? Thank you for your question. I appreciate it. As far as that second part is concerned, you're speaking to the stuff that happened related to Boston, and that's tomorrow's.
No, I'm not. I actually.
In terms of the budget,
you should ask me what I'm speaking to because I actually don't know anything about that.
There's no top-heavy budget that I've been involved with.
No, what I'm saying is that I'm speaking very generally. I'm saying that because our pursuit is financial repair, finances, I generally believe that HR 40 is a problem. Individuals being on the payroll there fundamentally is what I'm referring to. I don't even know you. That's why I'm literally asking, what is your function within the movement? And then very objectively, I do not believe that there should be large amounts of money going anywhere except to the people who are due the repair unless individuals can show their work. Because even like unemployment, you have to have 2 qualifying work search activities.
Hey, y'all, we was having technical issues with the space. I don't know what was going on tonight. It just, the space just went crazy. So we're going to end it on that note, guys. I don't know what was up with this space tonight. It just was one of these spaces that just went crazy. So I apologize, everybody. We'll be back for the part 2 tomorrow night. Y'all be easy. Peace.